Just about finished with this row. Just tied on the new skein of the linen color, I believe it is. Let me check. Yes, the color. So I'm using this. I love this yarn in the color linen. And then I'm double stranding it with the color ivory of I Love This Yarn, which you can get at Hobby Lobby. But I am knitting myself a scarf in garter stitch. This is my first ever knit project. I am about halfway done. So yeah, I tied on those two skeins, the white skein, the ivory skein last night, and I just tied on the linen skein about 30 minutes ago. I tied it on. Not even actually, like 10 minutes ago, right before I started the live, I tied it on. Then I just gotta tie off those ends and burn them. But yeah, how long is it? Let me finish this row quick and then I can measure it just to give a starter update, and then I'll do it again at the very end and see how long I made it during the live stream. So that row's done. This is how it's looking for my first garter stitch, for my first knitting project ever, actually, besides a very failed beanie by Passionate Kelsey, her pattern. But that was actually my first time ever knitting, and that was like truly so bad. Just a complete fail on that. That's where I burned the yarn. I'm gonna try and hide that because I don't want that to be visible. I didn't know it looked that bad. I usually burn the yarn and it doesn't look bad, but I don't know, that looks a little bad. But yeah. So this is my scarf. I'll just unroll it. It is very inconsistent. Like, this is how wide it is at the very start. Okay, like close to a foot plus, and this is it near the end, like 10 inches. My tension, it was super loose at the very start, and then it tightened up pretty quickly, but it was way more consistent when it was tighter. And with it being for myself, I don't really care about it being inconsistent in the size because it's just gonna be around my neck. That's all it's doing. It's just keeping my neck warm in the winter. But I will get my measuring tape out. I think it's close to 60 inches now. It's the best way to do this. Probably start it down here. Dog hair. We are at 30 inches so far. Okay. 50 inches. We are at 59 inches. So this will be about a 120-inch scarf if I were to double it, which I'm probably going to do just a little less than double the length. on this side. I have to start on 66. I don't know what you mean on 66. I can make this. It's called woolen crush work. Interesting. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm excited to get this done and start crocheting again. We are starting the second row of this live stream. My hands, they're not all that sore. They were pretty sore last night, but I'm happy that they're not sore. I probably did, I could count quick. After this row, I'll count how many rows I did last night, because I have a general idea. I didn't count exactly the rows. I just know that I tied on a skein of yarn, or yeah, a skein of yarn, and that was a little bit after I started last night. Also, can you guys hear me? I just wanted to make sure because I forgot to do a sound test before I started. Figured that'd be smart. If you can hear me, just send like a thumbs up in the comments in the chat. And then this is the stitch where I added that extra strand of yarn to start the next skein. So I gotta make sure that's tight enough. And I'm gonna tie that quickly before I continue. Oh, yeah, these are just plain circular needles off of Amazon. These are size 10 millimeter, but I don't know the actual size of what like knitters call them, but it's the 10 millimeter, so whatever size that correlates to. I just got a multi-pack off Amazon. It was, I think, 8 sizes. Let's see. There was size 10, 9, 8, 7, I think, or 7.5, 7, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5, 4.5, and 4, I think is how small it got. If not, it went down to 2 millimeter. But so it might have been a 12 pack. But it was like $18, $20, I think, for the whole set. Whereas like I could have gotten Clover more knitting needles or furls, whatever they are. The good brand. I can't remember what brand it's called though, but a lot of knitters love them. And I could have gotten those, but it's like $7+ for one set. I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to the cheap basics because this is my first time ever knitting, and I have no idea if I'll like it, and I also have no idea if I even want to get any, like, if I wanted to buy another pack of furls, because that's an expensive pair of needles. I'll just get a cheap pair of needles to start and just see how I like it. So I got the cheap set. I like it. One second, I'm getting some. Sorry about that. The phone call was my mother. Okay, quick reset because that is bad. Coco, stop barking. You're fine. There's no one there. Well, now you made me mess up. Also, I'm going to reposition just a little bit. Just a little bit. There, that's a little better probably. Coco, stop it. Sorry, guys. I don't know what she's barking at. There's nothing that I see. She's barking at my neighbor's yard direction. And they do have a dog, but their dog isn't out or barking. And my neighbors aren't out doing anything. She's still just sitting there waiting to bark again. Oops. Oops. There we go. Coco. So yeah, the reason I'm knitting outside, like you can see in the caption of the video, it is really nice out. Last week it was about 70 degrees. Over the week, we had the blizzard in the Midwest, which we were partially hit. We weren't hit as hard as like northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan, but here in southern Wisconsin, we got probably 7 inches of snow, I'd say, maybe a little more. The winds were really strong. We had a tree fall, luckily not near our house, but so yeah, we got the blizzard, and that was, I guess, just over a week ago or nearly a week ago was the blizzard. Right? Yeah, Friday into Saturday, or Thursday into Friday for us. I'm trying to remember. So 2 weeks ago was 70 degrees. Over this past week, we had the blizzard, and now today it's a high of like 65-ish, and it feels like almost 70. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be over 70, I think. But I was like, well, it's nice out. If I'm going to do a live stream or do anything, I want to be outside if I can. So I thought it'd be a fun idea to do a knitting live stream and be outside. I'm going to check these comments. In India, almost 80% girls or housewives do this regularly. In winter, we make many designs with those brush needles. We usually wear handmade sweaters here. Interesting. I am glad that you are bringing this culture back. Yeah, I'm honestly really enjoying knitting so far. I was talking with my crochet friend that I have, and I told her how much I'm liking knitting so far. I'm usually a crocheter, and she's like, am I gonna lose you to knitting? Like, am I gonna lose my crochet friend to knitting? I was like, I don't know, I guess we'll see. I really enjoy knitting, but I'm sure I'll be crocheting still. Like, there's no way I can't give up crocheting. I've done it my whole entire life, basically. Like, since I was 6 years old is when I learned the first time, and I'm 20. So yeah, 14 years. I did take a couple years off here and there, but it was like I still knew what I was doing. So, I mean, I feel like there's no chance I'm going to give up knitting or crochet. I'm just going to add to my Okay. Sorry about that. My sister called me. She wanted to play Among Us on my Xbox, and it wasn't letting her because my Gmail wasn't working, or my email wasn't working, whatever. So we tried fixing that, and that's why that took a little while. But yeah, so I tried fixing that for her. It didn't work. So she's just not going to play right now. But yeah, sorry for that break. Crochet knitting. I don't know exactly what that is. Also, I'm going to adjust this down for you guys to watch me actually like knitting. If you are enjoying the live stream so far, it would mean a lot if you hit the like button. And if you want to see future videos like this or live streams, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of those, and also the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever I am live or post a new video. And thank you so much if you do. So an update, I believe this is the 4th row I've done on the live stream so far, which puts us at just about 60 inches, I believe. I will measure it at the end of the live stream, which I'm planning on being live for like another 25 minutes, maybe to an hour total time. So it'd be 40 more minutes, but I'm thinking for sure 25. Then it's like a actually decent length live stream. But it is getting a little chilly outside now because the sun is going down and it is really cloudy. The sun was out earlier and there was no clouds really at all. But yeah, so I will be going in soon for sure. So I will be ending the live soon, I know that, but as of right now, I'm not, obviously, but I am going to pause it probably after this row, or after the next row, I mean, because I'm gonna heat up my coffee because it is cold now because it's outside and it's not warm outside. Really, it is comfortable though. But yeah, I'm gonna heat up my coffee and also use the restroom, and I will be back outside for a little bit longer. I may grab a sweatshirt as well, or I'll get a blanket. Yeah, I'll do a blanket and I'll just have it over my shoulders. Gotta untwist this because it's twisting up. Hello, Maria. Yeah. Are any of you guys crafting currently? Oh my word. That cat. Sorry about that. Also, for those of you who did not hear what I'm making, I am knitting a scarf for myself in garter stitch with the yarn I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is their brand acrylic, number 4 weight, and I'm double stranding that. So I'm doing 2 balls of yarn, and they are the colors linen for the first color and ivory for the second color. Linen is like a super light beigey almond color, and then ivory is like a creamy white, and it is really pretty, honestly, this combo of colors, because you can't tell that it's 2 colors really unless you're looking really close. So it kind of just creates its own color in a way. It's actually really interesting though. I wasn't expecting it to do that. But yeah, I am about halfway, which I said at the start of the live, but those of you who weren't here, now you guys know. I'm about halfway. It is about 60 inches long right now. It was 59 when I measured the first time, which was at the start of the live. I'm gonna measure it again at the end of the live to see how long I got it. But I just tied on the 2 new skeins, and I'm gonna be close to finishing those, I'm thinking, before I finish the scarf, because I want it to be a long scarf, that is for sure. There we go. Okay, that is another row done. My cat is about to go down the slide, and I'm watching it, so it ended up going down the stairs. We have a play set, and the cats just like to sit on it. So I'm gonna quickly go heat up my coffee and use the restroom, and I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back. I have my blankets because it is a little chilly. So I can, now that I have two blankets instead of one, I might stay live for that hour, so 30 minutes, but maybe a little bit longer because I'm not going to be cold anymore, or at least that cold. But that is for future me to decide. Let me get this blanket out of the way of the yarn coming up. Okay, this side is where I go. Hello, Elda, Susan, Maldonado, and Teresa. Not Tavid. I don't know. I'm sorry. I completely botched your name, I'm sure. If you guys are enjoying the live stream as well, hit that like button. And if you want to see future content like this and don't want to miss it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a future upload or live stream from me. Thank you so much if you do. Okay. And I'm also exciting news and announcement. Actually, I should really do a post for this, but I'll tell you guys because you guys are cool people, I guess. But anyways, I am writing my first crochet pattern and I'm going to be making a tutorial for YouTube. I think at least I am planning on making a YouTube tutorial, but I am not going to guarantee that. But I'm thinking I will for sure do the written pattern, and it is for my crochet skinny can koozie, the between posts skinny can koozie, and then I'll be working on writing patterns for my other skinny can koozies and soda can koozies, and then my monster can koozies, because they all have to be different can sizes, so I just have to make koozies for all of them, because why not? That is another row done, which I'm gonna, while I have them here, I'm gonna tie off these strands and knot them together. Because I don't really care if I have dead ends or non-woven in ends, because it's for myself, like I said earlier. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna knot them and cut off the ends. I don't think I'll burn them this time. It didn't really burn as well as I thought it would the last time. So I think I'm just gonna knot them and cut off the yarn. I'm gonna do 3. And the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I will snip this now, and I will burn them, just not as much as I did for the other ones. My little Bic lighter that I use for burning the yarn like this, but also burning on the backs of my eyes for my amigurumi. I'm gonna pinch them a little bit. It's like they're definitely a little yellow. It looks a little bit like a booger, honestly, but I don't care because it's gonna be for myself, like I've said. But yeah, it makes me feel better because I feel like I'm guaranteeing no ends are gonna fall out if I burn the plastic yarn, because this is acrylic, so it's like literally just plastic. But drink a coffee. But yeah, Coco, stop it. Coco. It's okay. Let me get this out of the way as well. Just 1 second. Okay. Coco, stop it. Coco. Bear, Coco, stop it. Sorry about them, guys. The roads are apparently really busy today with trucks and cars, which they don't typically bark at trucks and cars. They typically bark at mail trucks only. I don't really know why. They bark the loudest, though, at UPS, which makes no sense, but I guess they are the only brown delivery vans. in trucks, but they make no sense to me. These dogs, I don't even know. I have no words. That is another row done. This scarf, it is not all that wide. I mean, yes, it's wide in terms of like, I mean, let me see. The current width of my current tension is just about 9¼ inches wide, or just over 23 centimeters, almost 23.5 centimeters, for those of you who use the centimeters to measure. This is also something that's at Hobby Lobby. This is my measuring tape that you push the button and it sucks it back in. But my plain white one broke, and this is all that they had, which I'm fine with. It looks so cool with the bee on it, and it just gave off summer vibes, and it was almost getting to the springtime. So I was like, I'll just buy it, and I don't really care what it looks like, really. And then I also bought me scissors at Hobby Lobby. These, they're like a light blue over here into a light pink. That there you could kind of see it better. But like, let me get just a strand of yarn that I cut earlier. These things, like these cut so good. They're so sharp. And I originally had a 3-pack of those little tiny scissors off Amazon. They were about $7 for 3 of them. And they weren't good. I mean, they cut my yarn. Yeah, they did their job. But that doesn't mean that they were good scissors. So I got those. They were $5.70 or something, I want to say, for the one pair, but they're way better of scissors. Like, they're such good quality, and they're gonna last me way longer. The little snips that I used, those would last me about 7-ish months to a year. I know that's a big difference, but it's like between probably about 9 months each pair. But like the scissors that I just bought, there are some crocheters that I watch or have watched videos of, and they have some that are very similar. At least they've lasted them like 5+ years, and it's cheaper than the 3-pack, and it's lasting longer than the 3-pack. So in the end, I will be saving money, and I love saving money with most things. I'm fine with splurging sometimes. If I can find a way to rearrange my camera, would you guys want a close-up of me knitting? Like a view facing down, maybe? I could try and make it work at least. Coco! Stop barking, you're fine. The neighbors are using a grinding tool, and they have their trucks, and they're just being a little loud, which is, I don't really care. We're in the country, like, you're kind of bound to have loud neighbors. We're loud all the time because the amount of children that are in my family. But yeah, it's just making my dogs a little antsy. I'll be right back. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And just keep knitting. My this knuckle is getting a little sore, but I'm gonna keep trucking along, hoping to get some more done. Oops. Okay, just about coming up on the end of this row, and I'm gonna take a drink of coffee because it is still warm. Before it gets cold, I want to try and finish it. I did refill it. I filled it up more, but it was also really warm though, so hopefully it's gonna stay warm for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna also untwist the yarn, or untwist the project, because it just twists up every time I do another row, so I twist it occasionally. Okay. This is good coffee. It's still pretty warm. It's a good thing. I believe this is the 7th row of the live stream. My dogs. They're really getting annoying. I think there might be a squirrel in the tree, and that's why they are getting a little more antsy than they were. The neighbors are still making noise, but that's not, I think, the full reason. But yeah. So, as you can see on my YouTube profile, I went live probably close to 20-ish times, and the thumbnail is for Oak Hill. That is the school that my family has played for 20 plus years. I think it is now. Yeah, I think a little longer actually. But I've been doing the live stream videos for their games, and their basketball season has ended, the boys and girls, but spring volleyball for the guys team has just started. So the guys volleyball have their first game this coming week, and I'm planning on live streaming them. But yeah, just a little announcement. Thought I'd let you guys know for any of the volleyball people that have watched this live stream or any Oak Hill people. But yeah. Oh, there is a squirrel right by the tree that my dogs have. Going up the light post, and now it's on the tree inside the kennel with my dogs. So they're about to go nuts probably. Also, I have acorns that I'm growing in the fridge that I have to plant. Would you guys be interested in a live stream of me planting them? If so, just send a thumbs up in the chat and I'll do that, and make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss that and turn notifications on, so then you'll be notified when I do go live. And if you are also enjoying the live stream, hit the like button while you're at it. I mean, it's free and it helps me out. But yeah, I'm planning on planting those in the next couple weeks because it's, what day is it? March 20th, I think, right? Yeah, okay, March 20th. Yeah, sometime before April, I'm thinking I'll plant them because I think I'm planting them a little late actually. But you put them in the fridge and it basically acts as winter for them because it's about 37 degrees is the typical fridge. So you put them in a Ziploc on a damp paper towel with cinnamon. The cinnamon prevents them from molding. And you put them in the fridge over the winter and they'll start rooting. But I really hope they grow this year. They are red oaks, which I'm planning on keeping 1 or 2 of them, but I have like 16, and my nephew wants 2 of them because he's really into hunting and deer love oak trees, I guess. So he's gonna get a few of them, and then the rest I'm planning on selling. So we'll see about that. Those will be being sold probably in the next couple of years because I want them to be a little bit bigger. I'm thinking that's probably gonna be a good idea. But yeah, I'm excited. And I've been debating on creating like the members thing on YouTube. You know how like crocheters or just YouTubers in general have like the members only live streams and stuff. I've been debating on being like starting the member thing. It wouldn't be expensive. It'd be like $1 a month. But then I could do like members only live streams where I like show more in-depth videos possibly. I don't know. I have to figure out how to edit videos first is probably a good idea. But I do want to like maybe share my crochet pattern on there as like a long term or like a long tutorial, and we can like chat about it and crochet together, and maybe I could do collabs. But I am planning on posting just the normal tutorial on my YouTube, hopefully. For sure the written pattern I'll be making though. But I don't know. I feel like, would you guys be interested in a members program? Like, would you guys do it? Or tell friends about it maybe or something? I don't know. I just thought of that, and I hear that people do enjoy the closeness of the community, I guess you'd say, because it's easier to talk to less people. There's less people that are going to be live. But yeah, just let me know in the chat, like a thumbs up if you like that idea too. Good coffee. Come on. There we go. Which also, I'm going to try and give you guys a close-up. So I'm going to mute it and turn the camera off while I position everything. And then I will turn the camera back on, but I won't unmute it yet while I just make sure that the angle is good. And then I'll unmute it and I'll continue talking, but I'll be knitting from like an above view like this, just not this direction. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Okay. Sorry, that was really embarrassing how I just had it on selfie mode there for a second. I did not mean to do that, but we are going to just move on like that never even happened. Sorry, this is probably a better distance. Let me just raise this up and point it a little bit farther down. Fix the blanket around my waist. Yeah, this is a good angle. This is like really hard to do though. Holy cow. I don't know how Passionate Kelsey does it. Let me focus it. There we go. Bro, why is it getting so bright? So, I am going on a Florida trip. In 21 days, I leave, but I'm going to be bringing some yarn to do a blanket on the way there, while we're there, and on the way back. I'm thinking I'm going to do back loop double crochet, a 50 by 60 blanket with a super, super light blue or like a super light minty color, and then like a stark white as the other color. And then I'm going to do twisted fringe around all four sides, I'm thinking, and I'll go every other. So I will do the light blue white or the light green white, just over and over. Each tassel will be the different color. What do you guys think of that idea, though, is what I was going to be asking. Is like, do you think that color combo will be cute, or will it look good at all? It's for myself. It's going to be going in my bedroom, probably on my bed. So if I did green, it would match my walls, because I have to paint my room, and I'm going to do light tan walls, but then one wall is going to be like a sage green. So I could do like a sage green and ivory, which this is the ivory color that I'm using for this scarf. It's like a warm, creamy white. See, ivory. I love this yarn. Super soft, super savings. Free pattern included, which I didn't know about. But this color with like a sage green would look really pretty. But if I didn't do sage green, I would do a lighter white with a lighter blue. But I don't know what one will look better. That are longer for the needles. Okay. Yeah, these are 16-inch, which, I mean, they're a little short, yeah. This is what Passionate Kelsey uses on her hat, and that's the main reason I bought these needles, is to make a hat, which is completely botched. But sorry, someone just pulled in my driveway to turn around, and I was confused on who it was, because I don't know them, and it's just a random person turning around. But yeah, so let me see what the other comments say. Those needles look short even though they are circular and connected. It's hard to get a grip when you have so little to hang on to. Plus you're using a double yarn strand, which makes it unwieldy. You're doing a good job. Maybe try a different brand of needles that are longer. Yeah, I like them smaller, like in terms of this, you mean? This is not that big. I like them smaller because my pinky, I think, might rub the same way that Passionate Kelsey's do. She said her pinkies get like really uncomfortable. I think it's on this side of her pinky. I can't really remember. But it also, I don't know. I don't mind these needles really, but this is my first knitting project ever. I think that's the main reason I struggle, is I'm just not really used to knitting yet because I always crochet. But yeah, I am going to look into better needles. This was just a really cheap multi-pack off Amazon. It was, I think, 12 needles of different sizes, all 16-inch cords connected. You can't take the cords off and connect bigger sizes or anything. They weren't interchangeable. But it was the whole set of like 12 sizes, I think, of needles, ranging from like 2 millimeter to 10, which I'm using the 10 millimeters for this, which I should probably use 8, honestly. But it was like $16 at the time, maybe close to 20-ish for the whole entire set. So I was like, this is my first time ever knitting. So I'm going to just try a cheap set off Amazon and see how I like knitting. And then in the future, I will buy a nicer set of like a certain size, just a single pair. Probably going to do an 8 millimeter and a 5 millimeter, because those are like the two most common sizes I hear people use. Or maybe a 4 and an 8. I'm not sure yet. But I know for the hats that Passionate Kelsey knits with her pattern, she uses an 8. And that's what I tried with the hat the first time. And it wasn't good, but I also have never knit before that, ever. Well, actually, sorry, that's a lie. I did go to a knitting class. It was a 12-week class or 8-week class. I can't remember exactly. It was like 6 years ago. This entire class, she said we're going to be making a scarf. I got the scarf to be probably this big, and it was like around the width of this, actually. It was close to this. And I messed up one stitch, like in the middle, it was a really, really loose tension stitch. I hated it so much, and I took it apart. And then she was like, no, 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 with it being your first project, you don't want to take it out. So I took it out anyways. Like 3 different times I did that, even though she said not to take it out. But I just like, I could not stand looking at a bad knitting project by me. Like it just didn't feel like a rewarding thing to finish if it's not even going to look good. Sorry about that. I bumped the camera. But yeah, so it's like I took it apart and I started another project, and it was a little tiny square like this big, and it had my tails. I didn't even weave those in, and I used it as a bookmark. And at the end of the classes, there's like a ton of classes, like horse class, crochet, knit, board games, sports, nature. They all, tons of different classes at this homeschool group that we went to. And I was in the knitting, was one of my classes. But at the end, we do a convention basically. And it's just to show all the parents like what we've learned in the last 8 weeks or 12 weeks, whatever it was. And in that amount of time, that's all I made was the bookmark that like actually was a finished project. But you're supposed to bring your project and show your parents what you made and show the teachers and other classmates. But you wouldn't believe it, I forgot it. It was inside a book, marking the page that I was on. So I told my teacher, I was like, I forgot my bookmark at home because that's all I ended up finishing in the class. And she was like, oh, that's a bummer. And I was like, well, at least it's doing its job. I forgot it in a book. So I don't know. That is the first time I actually knit, but that was, like I said, like 6 years ago. So this is like my first time back into knitting. I've been crocheting this whole time, basically, on and off. I took a couple-year break, and then during COVID, my mom was like, you need to find something to do. Like, you have to do something. So I took up crochet again. But yeah, ever since then, I've been crocheting. I took up knitting about, I want to say summer 2025 or spring 2025. I tried making Passionate Kelsey's double-stranded rib knit beanie as a first-time project, which is probably not the best idea. I probably want to just try swatches and stuff to practice to start. But yeah, I made the hat. Horrible tension, so bad. It was super loose tension and super tight tension at other spots. And I forgot how to do the stitch halfway through, so I just kind of started doing my own thing. And it just ended up looking like really bad. I got like 5 rows in, and I took it apart. But I'm going to try it again because I do want to make a beanie, and I'm going to make it in these same colors, I think, so it matches. But see, I didn't finish the hat. I just kind of gave up on them. I think the needles are actually still connected to a hat I was making, which I'll have to look for those. It's probably in one of my whip bags. But yeah, I'm planning on starting another hat at some point. And yeah, so the hat was a fail though. Anyways, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought right now. The hat was a fail. And about 6 months later, I was like, I wanted to crochet myself a scarf. This was in November, I think I started this. Or no, early January. It was after New Year's I started this. And I was like, I'm gonna crochet me a scarf. And then I was thinking, I was sitting in the chair just contemplating if I want to crochet it or if I want to do certain colors, but I had the colors already for another project. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and knit it. I'm not going to do a rib knit. I'm going to do the garter stitch because it is a super easy stitch is what I've heard. And I started it that night, and I got 15 rows done, I think, that night, which each row takes about 2 minutes. So I got a fair amount done, and then I'm loving it so far. Just the tension was really loose at the very start, and then it got tight and more consistent. But like I said earlier a couple times, with it being for myself, I don't care if it's uneven or anything, or if I have some loose stitches. I don't care as much anymore. I cared way too much with the hat, that is for sure. But yeah, that's kind of a rundown on how I got into knitting again. Kinda. That was just a really long spiel for no reason. But yeah, I will add the link for these needles in the description after the live stream because I didn't think to add them at first. And I probably add the link for the yarn as well. And I'll also add the link for the tutorial on the garter stitch that I used, which is Passionate Kelsey's tutorial. But I kind of just watched the very start of her tutorial and turned it off. I just needed to know the start on how to start it and how to like literally just begin, and that's it. I kind of knew the basis just from watching her do it and my sister-in-law who knits. But yeah, I will put those 3 links in. So the yarn, the tutorial for this stitch, and then the knitting needles off of Amazon. And I'm probably going to get off. We'll go another 15 minutes till it's an hour, 30-minute long live stream. And I'm going to go inside because I am getting a little chilly again, even though I have blankets on. I just have to keep adjusting them because my arms with me knitting is making it fall off. Gonna get a drink of coffee quick. And I'm gonna quick mute it and turn the camera off for a second and just, yeah, that's no reason, just to quick do it. I'll be right back. Okay. Also, if you hear that popping in the background, yes, that is gunshots, but it is just a neighbor of mine. They're farmers. They do target practice all the time. Like all through the summer, they're practicing because they are very big in hunting, as is my family, but you won't hear us shooting our guns anywhere near as often. Sorry about that. But yeah, it is nothing to worry about. They're just, I think, using a AR, maybe a pistol. I'm not really sure exactly. Yeah, I can't tell. It's pretty far away is the shooting, so I honestly have no idea. I hope it doesn't get too cold again. Because as I said earlier in the live stream, it was like 70 degrees like a week or two ago. And then me being in southern Wisconsin, we just got hit with the thunderstorms followed by the blizzard. And we got the blizzard. We got like 7-ish inches of snow, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I didn't measure. And then like 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. And today it's 68 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be like 70 degrees. So within 2 weeks, it went from 70 to 0 back up to 70 in like a week and a half. Wisconsin weather is so bipolar. I don't understand it. It is really frustrating though. That's all I can say. I just want warm weather, and that's why I'm getting so excited for Florida coming up, because I haven't been there since 2022, I think it is. So 4 years. I didn't even think I'd go this year, but it was like my brother and my other brother, they work together, and I work occasionally with them. But my brothers, they were talking at work one day, and the one brother, he's like, you know what I miss? Florida. And the other brother was like, oh yeah, I want to go back so bad. It's just so warm in the Florida sun. Literally by the end of the day, my one brother, like during work, directly after this conversation, within like 10 minutes, my brother, the other brother, thought that he was just on his phone doing something. Nope, that one brother literally booking a condo in Florida, just out of the blue. Yep, I'm going to Florida. You want to come with me? Sure. Okay, so it's my brother who booked it, my other brother and his wife and kids, and then my other brother and his wife and kid, myself and my sister, my younger sister. And oh, I can't wait. The future track for where we're going, it's going to be like, it says this is like in the future, like a while in the future. It was saying this. I checked it like 2 weeks ago. And at that point, the 45-day outlook was on my app. I use AccuWeather, but they have the 10-day forecast of temperatures and if it's going to rain or not. But they also have the 45-day storm track, like day temperature and stuff. It's not accurate by any means, but it kind of shows like a general idea on how warm it is possibly going to be. And it's saying the first 2 days that we're going to be there is 77 degrees. And I am so pumped to get sunburned. I don't think I've ever been excited to get sunburned. But I just want warm. That's all I want. Warm and hot sun. And the beach is going to be nice and the ocean's going to be nice. I just hope there's no jellyfish this year, actually. There were jellyfish on the beach that we were at last time, and someone almost got stung because it was like a foot away from my nephew. But yeah, I am so freaking pumped. I can't wait. Can you guys tell I'm excited? I gotta refocus it because the lighting is bad. It's like really bright for some reason. Or it was. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, but sorry I disappeared for crochet or knitting live streams. The last time I went live for like crocheting, I think it was December of 2024. if not January 2025, but it was like legit over a year ago. And I was like, in my last live, I remember saying like, yep, I'm planning on going live like 2 or 3 times a week or something like that. Or like, I for sure remember, I feel like saying that I'm gonna go live more often. And I just like disappeared off the face of the earth for live streams. Like, I do apologize to my subscribers who were planning on watching my crochet live streams and whatnot. But yeah, just came out of the blue, honestly, and it popped in my head an hour and 20 minutes into the live stream. I should have started off the live with saying, hey, I'm back. I didn't disappear after all. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Again, the lighting is just weird. Brethren. One second. Okay. I do apologize for the muting. I just had to quickly crack my knuckles, which I get made fun of by my family now because they find it so funny that I crack my knuckles on the live stream. That's another reason why I haven't gone live in a while, because I can't help cracking my knuckles if they're getting sore. It relieves the pressure while I'm crafting. So I unfortunately cracked my knuckles in one of the more recent, or one of the later live streams that I did do last year. And I cracked my knuckles and I said, sorry about that. If you get uncomfortable from me cracking my knuckles. And then it was like a really awkward pause. And then I said, I'm a knuckle cracker. Like, what am I saying? Like, can my family just stop making fun of me, though? That is one of the most annoying things. And then, of course, my sister, my younger sister, being the devious person that she is, edits my video. She takes a video of that part and then snips the part of Elf when he gets hit in the face with a snowball. And when he screams out, son of a nutcracker, directly after. My aunt says it's one of the funniest videos she's ever seen, and she loves that video. She said she watches it every morning. Which it's like, this happened a year ago, guys. Can you guys just drop it? But no. Now, basically every niece and nephew know me as Uncle Knuckle Cracker. No, thank you. Please stop. Like, I don't want it. Sorry, I got a dry spot. I gotta drink some water quick after this stitch because it's already started. I'm gonna mute myself so I could cough again. Okay. I'm back from dying of a cough attack right there for a second. Oh, that was really annoying. I hate cough attacks. Yeah. I don't know what I should price the crochet koozie pattern at. I'm thinking I'll do like $2 to start. And then like as I get more sales, I might bump up the price just a little bit at a time. But I don't really know yet if you guys have released any patterns and you have any information on a beginner who's never done it, I would love any input that you can give. Honestly, I have my crochet friend that I talked about earlier. She's going to be one of my pattern testers. I'm probably going to do like 5 testers total. I feel like that's a good number, but I want to get some pattern testers before I release it. I'll see if my brother who crochets wants to do it, and my sister who also occasionally crochets, but I don't know if she will anymore. I don't know. I have to talk to her about it. Did I do these right? Just going to restart this row. I can do one more row and then I'm going to be getting off right about an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, the sunset is so beautiful tonight. I mean, it's cloudy, but like it is like a coral pink fading into like a dark, like a rich pinky purple. And there are some clouds that are like, they almost look like, you know, when you get like the fish scale looking clouds, they kind of look like that. Like they're a little wavy, and the clouds themselves are pink, but above them you could see purple clouds. And it is so gorgeous. That's one thing I can't wait for also with summertime coming, is just the golden hour sunsets that you get. They are so freaking unbelievable. Like I love them so much. I love taking pictures of the sunset. It's just so beautiful. If you don't like it, sorry, but God's creation, so amazing. That's the part I was saying if you don't like it, because I do apologize. I do apologize if you don't, but I cannot, like, I can't even fathom how beautiful it is a lot of the nights. Actually, every night, basically. Maybe that's something I could do. Just look forward to a future announcement. It would be just a photo post on my YouTube if I did it, but I'm going to look into that. I'm not going to tell you guys because it's going to be a surprise. Ooh, that was a tight stitch, and the stitches are going down a little too far. Okay. So with me wrapping up this last row, I'm going to measure it one last time because I measured at the start like I had said previously. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself. This sunset, it is now like a rich orange fading into the coral and then fading into the purple with that same fluttery looking cloud everywhere. Right after this live stream, I'm going to take a picture because I have to document that. That is so gorgeous tonight. Holy shnikes. But anyways, I'm going to measure this the second time in the stream at the very end. But that'll be what I end on because this row is done. Besides this last stitch that I didn't see, I guess. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm going to measure it quick. I probably got, let's see. I mean, I have the burn marks of where I added the new ball right there. So it's probably close to 62-ish inches is what I'm thinking. I probably added on about 3 inches. Gotta untwist it quick. Okay, measuring tape. Okay. 1 inch at the base. There we go. Go all the way down. Pinch it. Move it up. Pinch it. I know there's probably an easier way to do this, but this is what I can do when it's on my lap like this. That can't be right. Hold on. I'm going to measure it from this side instead, because that'll be easier. Okay, keep going down. So it is just about 62 inches because I pulled it a little bit to adjust it. So the scarf is about 62 inches now. Out of, I'm thinking 105 inches will be good. 120 is 2 times of the half that it was. It was almost 60 inches, and that is about half as long as I want it. Or it's about half. Almost 3/4 probably. It's right between. So like 2/3, I guess. So yeah, probably 100 to 110 inches is the range I want to go with this. But so far, besides like the burn marks, that's where I added the new yarn. I burned it so then the plastic would melt basically. Other than that, there's some inconsistent stitches where it is like a little bit loose, but like I said earlier, I don't really care. I mean, it's for myself, like I said earlier as well. But yeah, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys all so much for joining my live stream today. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, hit that like button. And if you want to see future content like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a future upload of a video or live stream from me. Thank you again so much for joining, and I will see you guys later.